Yeah, I do.
Okay, welcome to the Welcome to Three Beards and a Topic.
Hey, I kind of have one this month.
It's adorable.
This is the show on my personal channel, and if Gary ever gets off his lazy butt, we'll do the rest of the shows that we're planning here.
In it
totally putting the blame on him. I've had nothing to do. Don't give me that evil stink eye. You know it's entirely your fault. I've had nothing to do with anything. So
that actually is the main problem.
For the record, this right here, him keep knocking these, is usually the reason why I have the beer.
So anyway, guys, this is my personal channel. It's a little bit of a side project from everything else we're doing. We just like to make content, so this is part of that. And this is our Three Beers show, where we get 3 different beers. Based on the names alone, we pour them into our steins, and then we drink them while having a discussion. And today, we're going to talk about Disney+, Netflix, WB Max, and all these different things happening. So our beers of today are a New Belgian. Cannot pronounce any of that, so you go ahead and try and say that.
The Transatlantic Creek. A sour blend from 2 continents.
All right.
Oh, God.
That's one of our options of today. So these were not picked by any of us. Gary got these. Hold on. No.
I want to see the name.
You don't get to see the name. Then you get to pick which one you like. That's not how this works. You're picking last.
No, actually, I picked last time.
Did he?
Yeah.
I
remember because you specifically did it
You're
to
going
screw
second.
me over.
Andy's still first. All right, so the next one is Bullproof, a bourbon barrel stout.
Interesting. Okay.
I know which one I'm going to. And the last one is from Horse and Dragon Brewing Company. Looks Chinese. It's the Horse and Dragon Snug, a vanilla caramel double cream ale.
Dibs on the stout.
Damn it.
Actually, I kind of want to try that one.
God damn it, I got the sour.
I liked how Benny was like, man, Dan doesn't want the sour. I'm going to put him second. That'll make it so I don't have to drink. Here's that if either of you need it.
I mean, his doesn't sound good either.
I don't know where I need it.
8.3%. Also, it's actually a brewing company in Fort Collins.
Mine pops.
Just so you know.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know Horse and Dragon.
Can I tell a quick story?
Okay, well, I mean, no,
Please.
Andy, the show's entire purpose is telling random stories. But what the, you're just shooting stuff at me. You okay there?
Ooh, that smells kind of good.
That's right, I shot liquid.
What do you got?
Got a little beer on me. So coming out of Afghanistan, we flew through Manis Air Force Base in Kyrgyzstan.
It's a fruit drink.
That is definitely a fruit drink. In Kyrgyzstan. When you come out, this is such a hectic base, they have a bar on base.
Oh.
It's red.
So we were told...
The head is red.
Hey, you got a redhead.
So we come out, and on this base, you are allowed 2 beers per day.
Ooh.
So we show up, and we're like,
saved him.
there's no way they're going to let us have 2 beers. We're coming out of Afghanistan after a year. There's no way. First Sergeant Major comes over, and he's like, listen, everybody's allowed to have their 2 beers. If anyone screws it up, you screwed up for everybody. So we're like, all right, cool. So we go in.
You screwed it up for everyone.
No. So we go in, and I'm thinking it's going to be like little cans of Bud Light. And there are these big Russian beers called Baltica 9.
Okay.
12% alcohol.
Oh, jeez.
I've had no alcohol, at least technically, for a year. I have 2 Baltica 9s in the span of like an hour. Gone. The whole platoon, we were out. It was hilarious. And we drank like that for about a week.
Gently, let's not shatter these.
Let us gently touch our steins.
Oh.
It's sour grape juice.
Mine's actually not too bad.
My
I mean,
stout's
it's not
pretty
one
good.
that I'm going to
It's not even high alcohol. It's a 6.
Nice.
My stout's pretty good, not gonna lie. I don't know what mine
Oh,
is.
it's a cherry ale. Oh, that explains the fruit drink and the red.
Good Lord.
What is yours?
13.
Damn.
Now we're gonna get messed up.
Damn, Gene.
12 fluid ounces, 13% alcohol by volume.
Mine's
Good
only like
Lord.
8.6.
You bunch of pansies.
Can you not find it?
Mine's literally like wine. I mean, I'm just drinking
It's
wine.
a napkin.
Gary.
Gary.
Sorry, 8.3%.
Bitterman? Is that what we're calling
Yeah,
him?
we'll call him bitter.
So I
man.
don't,
He's
I don't
totally
know.
quick.
Am I reading that wrong, or does that say 13%? I mean, we've already had one sip, so that's a lot of alcohol, apparently.
Nope, that definitely says 13.
All right, just checking.
Want to try my juice?
No. So I'm not sure if we've said it on this.
That's like communion wine. We ran out of communion wine, so we use this sour grit there.
So I actually liked
Thank you,
this, so I
Gary.
want to say it. The whole cheersing thing, where it came from. Because I don't think we've said it on the show, and when I learned it.
He did, but
Did I say it on the
thought you
show?
said
I
it
couldn't
on the
remember if I
show.
said it on the show or to you guys.
No, it was
new,
upstairs. It was
new
upstairs.
plans.
It was
We
upstairs.
never hang
Okay.
out outside of podcasting. Okay, we just do the podcast every conversation.
Anyway, so essentially, the origin of cheersing was originally so that whenever you would cheers with someone, you would do it so forcefully that your drinks would spill into each other's, so that if you had poisoned the other person's drink, you would now both be poisoned. And it was a sign of trust between people.
Right.
And it was just, I just thought it was a really cool origin to it.
Ready?
Right in front of my face and over my laptop. Cool.
Just beer everywhere.
Please try this, because now that you made the joke about communion wine, I think it really does. I think it really is.
Is there more in the bottle?
Yeah, there's more in the bottle. That's why I give it to you first.
It does. It tastes like communion wine. It tastes like communion wine that went sour.
It's communion wine you find in an abandoned church.
Is that really the blood of Christ? That dude must have been wasted 24/7.
All right, so Netflix
Yes.
had a full outage, but
Yep.
Disney Plus is now out.
When
Yep.
did they have a full outage?
Apparently
Last
soon.
night.
Yeah, apparently last night.
I think.
Must have been after I went to sleep because I was watching it before I went to bed.
Netflix says it's back in service after fielding global complaints about, and we're back. Sorry for this happy streaming.
Interesting. I was watching that 70 show until about 10 o'clock last night.
I do find it funny how many people are freaking out, and it's just like, oh man, you've had 24/7 streaming
Yeah, I know,
service for
yeah.
multiple years, and they have like a couple hours of an outage, and it's the
People are, like,
downfall
freaking
of
out.
the company.
How will I Netflix and chill?
Now you've got Disney
No, that
Plus
sounds
and
weird. Disney, you want to come over and Disney Plus and
Have a conversation.
have a yeah. Snuggle?
What-
I don't know. It sounds weird to say anything else with Disney Plus though. Anything attached to Disney makes
Yeah,
it
you want
sound
to
strange.
you want to come over and see some Disney Plus and snuggle? We'll put Frozen on.
Yeah. Hey, you want to come over and watch DuckTales and Bang?
woo woo.
How did you not make that connection?
I'm drunk. I have 13% alcohol.
Jeez, first off, you miss out
I
on
did,
Sex
all
Life
right.
Worker.
Jeez, I'm
Okay, so
sorry.
based on the opinions of three individuals who do nothing but watch Netflix and have no business insider to digital streaming services.
How much alcohol is in yours?
The communion wine, bro.
It's the least amount.
I know. Get some wafer crackers. You'll be fine. Because of communion.
Can I get a different beer from upstairs?
I don't give a
Can I
shit.
get?
I mean,
can I
it's-
pour whiskey in
Listen,
my wine?
I'm in the apathy car. I could care less.
That's fair.
Anyway, do you want to go watch Disney Plus and collaborate?
No.
No.
That sounds weird.
So anyway, do you think that Netflix is going to make it?
Yes.
Because we have
Oh,
Disney
I think
Plus.
it's gonna
That is
make
the
it.
stupidest
Yeah.
question
Well,
I've
no,
ever
it's
heard.
a big question in business right now because so Disney took all Disney and all Fox.
Correct.
Right. Okay. WB is taking all WB, HBO, and everything off of them.
Okay.
Apple's snatching up a lot of the remaining companies.
Okay.
So the three major competitors are all attacking Netflix at the same time, leaving Netflix with shit movies and Netflix originals, which,
Yes.
as Andy and I said this morning, they're going for quantity over quality at this
Yeah, like 5 of them will come out and like
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 of them will actually be decent.
I think Netflix is too iconic of a name.
But that doesn't mean it's going to be hugely.
Well, I mean, so was
successful.
Blockbuster for the longest time.
I know, but this, like, we're talking about the pretty much the pioneer of streaming services.
Yeah, it's realistically.
Because, I mean, in my eyes, this is equivalent to Coke with New Coke. They came out with New Coke. Everyone was like, this is awful. This is awful. Coke's going to go out of business because this is the worst drink. And look where they are.
I think more than likely somebody else
of
will
business.
buy up Netflix and just use that.
I think if
Consolidate it.
anything, like either
Disney
that
will.
or
Disney most likely will
who
buy
knows?
Netflix.
Netflix will buy another. Like, what if Netflix bought Hulu?
No, Disney owns the majority stake.
Disney owns most
Or
of
I
Hulu.
mean, like, but the point is, there is a lot of stuff you can put on streaming services.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but because we're entering into an era, because I think so. Let's assume that
It's an era.
let's assume that within 5 years, all these services are out. And they're all at the $15 price point. We know that Disney is cheaper right now.
Yep.
But we also know they're at a loss.
I can't wait till somebody bundles them all together and just reinvents cable.
They kind of did that with Roku, didn't they?
Which was a tweet for the longest time. Somebody was like, I can't wait till somebody has the genius idea of bundling all this crap together and reinventing cable.
Still want to make the website.
It is a website, I found out.
Did you?
Yeah.
What is it?
Our idea to have a website that tells you what things are streaming on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I've noticed most of my best ideas.
Well, because you also have
Tend to
Amazon
all the
Prime.
work
Anyway, right now Disney's cheap, but let's assume because we know that that's at a loss. We know that if they go the Netflix model, they're going to increase eventually as time goes on.
I mean, because Netflix has slowly increased over the years. Same with Hulu.
So let's assume in 5 years, all the services are out. We got Amazon.
This is why you close it at least.
My hand hurts. That's a heavy chalice.
It's not.
It's a Stein.
Right, my bad.
You dumb.
What is wrong with me?
bastard.
I don't know.
It's just messing me up. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we got we'll say Netflix, we'll say Apple, we'll say Amazon Prime, WB Max.
PlayStation View.
No, they're out of business. They're gone. January
You-
PlayStation View's ending.
Oh, I was gonna say. I was like, you literally use it like every night.
Well, we do. We got to go find where all that stuff is now because we use PlayStation View. They're out of business. They're closing down in January. So in Disney. So 5 of them at $15 a month.
Okay.
All right.
I will pay for 2.
I think one
And
thing.
that is what I'm getting at. Like nobody wants to pay for all 5 because you do that.
While
and your
true,
internet.
while true, I think one thing that like the problem with like streaming services like PlayStation View, Apple, all of that, Roku, different stuff like that. The problem that those ones have is they're limited. You can get them only in certain locations.
True.
It does, well, DC Universe falls under that.
Exactly,
That's why,
exactly.
that's why I didn't even include that because I could totally see if this whole DC Universe, because we found out today that Stargirl's hitting DC Universe, then CW. So if this is becoming a thing, DC Universe is basically the early access. If that doesn't work, they're going to just absorb everything into WB Max and call it good.
Because I think another thing to keep in mind is a lot of these streaming services are also only available in the United States. Netflix is one that's available worldwide, and a lot of
Disney was
shows.
worldwide. Oh no, it comes out
Not
in
yet.
months.
Not
yes.
yet.
Yeah.
But it is
March.
coming.
But stuff like,
March.
But it is going out
Yes.
there. So.
But stuff like DC Universe, only United States,
Right.
and their shows
Yep.
go to Netflix for the other
is
countries.
true,
And
yeah.
I think that's the thing that Netflix has is, while a lot of these other ones can work, Netflix is a universally known name and one that, regardless of like what country you come from, most likely you know of Netflix.
Overseas too, a lot of like CBS shows that normally go to their streaming service go to Netflix because CBS
Exactly.
isn't a thing over
That's
there.
actually what DC does. The
Exactly.
DC Universe app, if they like the
Yeah.
show, goes to Netflix.
Yeah, it
At
goes
least
to
it was.
Netflix.
But like that's why I don't think that Netflix would. I think maybe it would like lose as much popularity in the States, but I think as a company, it's not going to go anywhere for a while.
Oh no,
can see
I don't
that.
think as a company it's going to go anywhere. But the question is, will Netflix be the powerhouse that it is now? Disney Plus is already going to start pushing them around because at $15 a month at 5 shows, what are we at? $30, $60, $75.
Me no math good. I don't know.
I think.
And that doesn't include, let's say you're an anime fan. You want to watch Funimation. You want to watch Crunchyroll. Or
Yep.
there are other services. Let's go ahead and throw your PlayStation Plus subscription on that. You know, that's another $15 to play online with PlayStation.
or your Origin Access,
Or
or
your-
your Xbox Live,
Right. Everything has
or
an access.
any subscription to any subscription-based game.
I mean,
God, our world sucks.
I kind of pay. I think I pay at least $100 a month in just subs to things. What about you? What do you? Because you're the frugal one in the group. So what do you pay? If you add in all
so
of
I play
them.
my PlayStation Plus, but I pay it by year, so it's $50 a year.
But we will include,
Okay.
if you use one of Ben's, include it as if you're paying for it.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's just assume on the monthly, even though you pay it like that. Let's just
Okay. So
if
technically speaking, for subscriptions, we'll just say subscriptions. I pay for. We're including things I'm stealing from Ben.
yes.
Okay. Man, God,
We're
that
gonna
means-
pretend
That means
as
I have to
if-
tell him about the things I'm stealing from him.
Essentially,
The
we're
thing
going to
that-
say, as a stream consumer,
Okay.
what do you use?
Okay.
For the
So
record, real quick, based on that comment there, I found out the other day that Dan's been stealing a bunch of my stuff too.
To be fair, whenever Benny gets something, he does tend to say, if you guys want to use it, you know the login
true,
and
I suppose.
password.
But what
To which,
was the
hold
one
on,
that
hold
was-
on.
they're gonna crack down on
I
this,
used,
you know, now
I
that they've
used
seen the
his,
stream.
I used his Disney Plus, and he goes, "How did you get in?" I'm like, "You used the same, your normal streaming password."
Hey,
and
well,
that password is
They all
I
know
love
it, and now I realize I must change it.
69.
No.
That's his
Why
password.
would you
The
do
only
that?
problem I ever ran into is when our
Capital
family back
L.
in North Carolina
Yeah,
figured it
yeah,
out,
yeah.
and her sister kept calling me, asking me to get off the Hulu so she can watch it. And I'm like, whoa.
Which one of us pays for this crap? Okay, so I guess PlayStation Plus, but I only do the actual online part. I don't do a view or any of that stuff.
Okay.
That's still $15 out a month.
hold on.
I guess, I think, or 12.
Hold on, before
I
we
don't
go
know.
into that, Edward Bova, if what he said is true, I think this will actually help Netflix. He says, Netflix and Nickelodeon announced a deal on Wednesday for Nickelodeon to create and
okay.
produce original animated feature films and television series based on Nickelodeon's library of characters. Shows based on completely new characters are also a part of the agreement. The companies have given no specifics on characters, number of shows, or how many years, but honestly, I think that would be one
That'll
of the
help.
biggest
Yeah,
things.
that'll help, yeah.
Because whenever you, for the most part, if you think Disney cartoons, your next two thoughts are Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. Because
Probably,
those
yeah.
are the
pretty sure-
three cartoon
Cartoon Network.
like heavy
Who actually
shows.
is that? Nickelodeon that owns that? Who owns Cartoon Network?
Actual Cartoon Network?
Yeah,
That I don't
It's
know.
not
I think that might be
All
Time
I know
Warner.
is that
Might be Time Warner, yeah. I don't
yeah,
know.
that I could see.
I know they're not like a standalone thing. They're owned by somebody.
All I know is
wanna
that
say it's-
Adult
it's Time
Swim
Warner.
and Cartoon Network are two completely separate entities.
Yes, that is
Yes,
true.
that you are right about that. Because Adult Swim just uses Cartoon Network stuff.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers.
It
owns
is
it.
Warner Brothers.
Use
Okay.
them.
So anyway, sister channel. Oh, no, actually, wait. I think it is actually.
So how long until Hulu? No, I guess Hulu's Disney. I was going to
Hulu's
say
Disney.
Hulu with
Hulu
Cartoon
has-
Network.
No, yeah, Hulu has a, or Disney has a majority
Adult Swim is owned by
ownership.
Cartoon Network. It serves as the nighttime identity, just as an alternate. So it's
Owned by Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Oh,
So it's they probably function
they're
independently.
both
from-
children of the same parent
Yeah.
company,
Yes.
but they're not owned by each other. Essentially.
right? But they are all in the same company.
Yeah. Maybe it was Boomerang.
So, okay.
I'm thinking, or Toonami.
Toonami. I think that's just
All
the
I
block-
remember was one of them was a direct. For a while, at least, it was. We just share the same network because we know people aren't going to watch your shows at this time, and we need to. Be
Well,
on
no,
the
that
show.
is Adult Swim and Cartoon Network. That's
Yeah.
what they do. But I think Warner Brothers is the one that made the decision. So, okay, PlayStation, because you're the frugal one.
Okay, so PlayStation,
Netflix.
Netflix, Hulu,
Do you use mine or yours?
mine,
Okay.
Disney Plus,
Disney Plus, and I guess Amazon Prime.
DC Universe, technically.
I wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah,
I have it for free. I'm not going to
You
re-up.
got the year for free.
I'm
so
not going to
yeah.
renew it.
I'll give them that one.
Yeah, I'm not going to renew that.
You could just log into mine for that one.
Amazon Prime is yours, but if you didn't have it, I wouldn't pay for it. Honestly.
See,
DC
Amazon.
I'll
The
count
thing
DC
with
Universe because technically you are going to just keep using mine once it ends.
I would not.
I haven't since I activated it. I know I said I was doing it for the longest time and I didn't. I did finally activate it. I watched 2 episodes of Swamp Thing before my wife decided it was not her thing, and I meant to continue
It's not
watching.
most
it.
people's.
I have not logged into it since, and that
I
was
think-
probably 4 months ago.
Oh, and you used mine for Titans, didn't you?
No, I stream Titans on a different type of network.
Andy's the only person to go, I can access this the proper way, but I'm going to go around the corner.
I didn't have his login at the time. Honestly, no, because most of the time I won't, like, there are things I want to watch, like Disney Plus, I would 100% pay for just because of all the Marvel stuff coming up. The
I
Star
will
Wars
say,
stuff
though,
coming up.
the Amazon Prime, I don't think should count as a streaming service because most people, as
Use
far
it
as
as,
I'm
like,
aware,
the shipping thing.
they buy it for the shipping
Well,
and
they're
they
doing
get
that
the streaming
intentionally.
service for. No, that's what I'm saying, though, is like a lot of people have it mostly for the, oh, I get it for free. Just like a lot of people are like, oh, I have Spotify because it comes with this for free. Or I get this because it came with this for
whereas
free.
there is some shows on Amazon Prime like Carnival Row and Jack Ryan and
I
things
thought
like
you
that
were
I
right.
enjoy.
But you wouldn't
I
subscribe
probably
for
would
just-
subscribe for
if
it.
they had
Yeah.
a separate service for their video, the 2 shows that I have enjoyed, Carnival Row and
Yeah.
The Boys, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like if you suddenly were like, "Hey, I'm getting rid of Amazon Prime," I wouldn't pay for it by myself.
Yeah, we have it because of the
honestly.
shipping.
Yeah,
That's pretty much
Yeah.
what it boils down to.
the big ones I would probably still pay for would be Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Honestly,
But that's
And
my
Disney
point, though. So
Plus
you'd be
technically
down
has
to
a
3.
crossover.
I'd be down to 3. Yeah.
And you don't know what HBO Max is offering.
And if suddenly Netflix was like, we're losing all of the like older, because I mostly use Netflix to watch old shows, like that 70s show Friends. some comedians, things like that.
Yeah.
I do enjoy like Stranger Things and things like that when they come up, but I'm not constantly cruising through Netflix looking for stuff to watch.
I think something that if Netflix was ever truly struggling, a way that they could most likely easily just kind of nullify that would be if they came out and were like, hey, so we're doing a special sale for X amount of dollars, you can get a full year. And it's cheaper than the monthly, just like
Well, that's what Disney Plus did.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's what Disney Plus
think
does.
about it,
That's
I think
what
it's like
DC
15 to
Universe
20
does.
bucks.
Yeah, but I still have to
it's
do them
8.
separate because I want to do the HBO add-ons. And
Oh,
I believe it's $7 or $8 a month, or you can do a full year for $70. Because
So
I did the
here's-
full year. I looked at it and I'm
Yeah,
like,
something like that.
screw it.
So here's the deal: HBO Max, or it's not HBO Max. It's gonna be like WB Max, whatever that new WB one is. That's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
have
yeah.
HBO
Yeah.
and the DC stuff. They're taking Friends back. And
Right.
CBS took they took The Office back. That's going over in the
Right,
CBS
right,
app.
right.
So
But
that's
see, that's the thing. I wouldn't pay for that. I'm not going to pay for
I
the CBS
think-
app. I'm
see-
probably not going to. I don't pay for HBO Go.
I think that I think a way that what would probably happen if people started consolidated to like 1 or 2 streaming services. I think a lot of companies like CBS, all of those ones that are creating their own, would come together and be like, okay, let's combine all these, split the money. People will get it. Because I think it would be one of those ones that people would recognize, okay, we're losing money because we decided to take it off of this. Let's instead sell the rights back. We'll make a ton of money. They'll keep in business. And I think it would be something like that.
That's what always confused me about when everybody starts breaking off into their own streaming services, is because a lot of the reasons people get or got like Netflix was because they could watch all of these shows.
Yeah.
So then if you start taking them off and putting it on your own streaming
You're
service,
promoting pirating.
that and just like, I mean, people aren't going to pay for 18
Well, 'cause-
streaming services because they want to watch a certain show on each channel.
Yeah.
The thing was, it was like Netflix was cutting the cord, and it was Netflix and Hulu at $30. You don't have normal cable.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was $30, and it was cheaper.
Yep.
But now if
30
everyone,
bucks, I pay like $10 for both.
what? Well, I mean,
I think it's like
individually.
$15 or
I'm
something.
just, or the moment every
You
service
can-
I'm assuming is gonna be at $14.99
Oh,
in the
okay,
next
yeah.
5 years.
Yeah, if you get, I mean, if you had Hulu, Netflix, and Disney Plus, it would be under $30.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, and they're all cheaper now. I'm talking like 5 years. Let's assume
Yeah,
they all
yeah.
get up to the $14.99 range that they're all
Okay.
trying for. The thing is with that, like, if you're now spending for 5 services $75,
Why don't
you're-
I just have cable?
right? Why don't you just go back
Well,
to cable?
I mean-
who that has a DVR and they're all on demand.
Now,
I
granted,
don't
we'll be able
think
to get
they-
like Disney Plus and things like that.
Honestly, I don't think anyone would go back to cable.
No,
Because it's when it comes down to it, I think one of the biggest reasons people don't like cable is you can only get it when you have your cable box. Like that's one of the biggest benefits to streaming is a lot of people are like, okay, I can watch it anywhere. It's also when it comes down to it, $70
Cable's
for
changed
all
too.
the series.
Cable's changed too now.
You don't watch cable.
No, you can get Xfinity and everything on your phone.
can.
and it plays exactly the same.
You are able to do that.
But
yeah.
you don't do that, do you?
No, well,
You have
we
the
have
streaming
PlayStation View right
services.
now, and so when we were looking at the alternative of where to go without, now that everything's breaking off, a legit contender is.
But
why don't I just get the Xfinity?
Even
app and
if
pay for
you're,
that?
but
Yeah.
even if you're streaming other locations, cable's always going to have ads. That's one of the benefits to things
Yeah.
like Netflix, to the pro version of Hulu is
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't get the ads. And that's
Right.
what a lot of people actually pay for, myself included.
But when we're talking $80 to $100, and I could just have the cable again.
I mean,
and
that's
just deal
kind of
with custom
cable.
ads.
Plus, well, no, if you think about it, because I mean, you haven't had cable in a while. A
Right.
lot of shows nowadays are actually paywalled behind different cable plans that bring you up to what you would probably pay if you had all those streaming services.
That is
Well,
true,
but
yeah.
see, this is the
And they
issue we're running into at this
continuously
point.
remove channels because I would like had. I want to say like I think it was FX or Spike TV. I had it for the longest time. Then one day I turned it on and it's like,
Yeah.
you must have this plan. I'm like,
Yeah, we ran into that problem too.
screw
Now
that.
They moved Adult Swim to some plan, and we're like,
That's I mean, that was everybody's problem with cable was that, oh, I had to pay so much money to reach this tier so I could watch certain channels. But then
Yeah.
that's the same problem that people are going to run into with streaming services if everybody pulls off of Netflix.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You're running into the same problem when, okay, you like Avatar and you like Full Metal Alchemist, and now they've been moved to different services. Well, now you also kind of want to keep your Netflix because you don't know what else they're going to get. But now you're automatically, if everything's at $15, up to $45. Like,
I hate to say it.
Plus
Anything
internet.
anime related is the easiest to find pirated.
Well,
No,
yeah.
I mean, but I mean, just for
But
the sake
yes,
of this argument,
for
we're
the
getting to
argument.
the point where if I now have to have 7 or 8 services, we're back to, well, now it's cheaper to just get cable.
I don't think, honestly, I feel like we would never reach a point of going back to cable. I think a new cable standard would come
Yeah.
out that would have a
That would be
deal
most likely be the-
with the different
Yeah, that
streaming
would probably be it.
services, and
Yeah.
you would get a
Well, we
limited
have
selection.
that with the animes. Verb exists and has Crunchyroll and Funimation on it. We
Yes.
promoted it that one time.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had their whole series of issues themselves, but apparently they still exist. So they had a whole bunch of like different services, and you would sign up for one service, and you would have access to all the service with some limitations, but nothing crazy.
Sure, yeah.
And they had all those weird ones, like they had Comic-Con HQ, Funimation, Crunchyroll, and then all those weird individual services that are like, we're going to do skit comedy, and you can pay us to get access, you know?
Oh yeah, I run into those when I'm watching stuff sometimes on like YouTube channels. It's like, well, if you want access to the full video, please join. Yada yada yada.
College Humor does that with their dropout service.
Yeah, I'm like, I already own like 3 or 4 streaming services. I'm not paying more money to see
Yeah.
something else.
to see my YouTube videos now.
Yeah.
Which are behind a paywall.
I
That's
think
cool.
when it truly comes down to it, I think no one's going to really need that many because people tend to have certain shows that they watch and that they rewatch. And that's
I
kind
mean,
of it. I think a lot of
realistically-
people would have well, the kind of shows I like only come on these ones, so I'm going to get only
Well,
these
that's the
ones.
thing. It's like realistically, like if we didn't have access to your Amazon Prime and people were like, "Oh, this Carnival Row show is so good, you need to check it out," I wouldn't be like, "Okay, well, let me get Amazon Prime just to see that." Like realistically, I can go without seeing another show unless it's something
Yeah.
that really grabs me.
Right.
Like Disney Plus was coming out, Mandalorian was starting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Disney Plus because I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Right.
I want to watch Mandalorian. That's my thing. But if you were just like, dude, you got to check out Jack Ryan, I'd be like,
Right.
yeah, I mean, and I might enjoy it, but I probably wouldn't pay to
Right.
to watch it, you know, at the same time.
Like, because I think you're in a good position because you're frugal by choice, not because your budget's too constrained.
that is
Yeah.
true, yes.
Yeah.
I am what's known as cheap.
I will
Ask
say
my wife.
one
Just the way you ask my wife.
the only
Not happy
streaming
about it half the
service
time.
that will have like Disney Plus is going to be the only streaming service I think that's going to have a guaranteed subscription base, and I think that's
because
because
you're just like the Marvel and the Star
not
Wars
even
fans.
that, not even that,
Not even that.
parents.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Parents are going to keep it because it's going to be cheaper than having to buy a movie or rent a movie
Yeah.
multiple times. And
Yeah.
let's be honest, you can give it. I mean, kids when Frozen came out, they probably watched that nothing but that
80 bajillion.
and
Oh.
being able to say, "Oh yeah, I paid $8 for that,"
Yeah.
and then now they're on the new one and I've got it right here.
Yeah.
So
The,
that
I'll tell you right
Disney
now.
Plus is never going to go away. 'cause of that.
I
If
feel
Disney
like
Plus
this.
wanted to lock in all the parents, just put Frozen 2 on there.
Exactly, like
instead
stuff
of in
like
the
that.
theaters.
So like,
yeah.
do theaters, but also
Or
a
not
week
even
later.
that.
right
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
get it
show.
like,
Exactly,
yeah.
do
like
a,
before it comes out on DVD.
Exactly,
Yeah,
like a
drop it
week
like
or
that,
two before DVD. Sign up for Disney Plus. You can get it right now.
It's funny because our father got
of
Disney
places
Plus
do that.
finally after I was telling him about Mandalorian and whatnot. And his first thing was to try to get our nephew, who's 7, 8. I don't
I
know.
want to say 8 now.
I don't know. I'm a terrible uncle.
He's an age,
He's on age, yes, between adult and infancy.
not between dead and
and alive. He was trying to get him to watch. I think it was Darkwing Duck. And our nephew wanted nothing to do with it. Couldn't care less. And it really angered my father for some reason.
Did it?
Yeah. He was like, I don't get it. Anyway, sorry.
Well, I think we're at a good point there. I mean, I don't think the problem is until we see where everything's at in 5 years and all this comes
I
out.
think I
all
think for
theory.
one thing,
Well, I mean, there-
people exaggerate over a small outage.
Well, there was also a time when somebody was like, there's no way streaming is going to take over like
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
Blockbuster will never close down. And then there's one left in Ohio or
Yeah.
something.
We're gonna road trip there. Gary, add that to the list. Huh? No,
in Alaska.
that closed.
That
Apparently
one
there was
closed.
actually 5. There was one in Alaska, one in Ohio, and 3 in Australia. And then when Captain Marvel came out and
I mean,
promoted it,
they're a little
they actually
Hold
shut
on.
down 4 of them. There's only 1 left in Ohio.
If Corvus or Shadow Lily is around, please look for the ones in Australia. If there's still one around. All right, if you guys are watching, check it out for me.
Give me a status update.
Go buy me some red vines.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this 3 beers at a topic. Let us know what we should be talking about next time in the comments down below. And I'll see you. I guess it's my channel. I'll see you later. Bye.
I won't see it.
Peace.